After domination from James Thurston last time we went racing at the Magic Mile, we head to St. Louis for a 130-lap race, and tonight we might just find ourselves yet another new winner on the campaign. Great to have you all here tonight for the St. Louis 162.5 of the Worldwide Technology Raceway. As always, I'm your host for tonight's broadcast, David Kreutz. Great to be with y'all as we have qualifying on its way with a total now of 8 minutes and 17 seconds on the clock. 2 laps possible in this qualifying session for every driver, and as it stands, it's James Thurston who just made it around for his first, and it looks like he's going to go for a barrel roll immediately after he's on pole nonetheless. And a huge hit for the number 4 machine up and over, and that's going to end his qualifying run. I think he's happy with that lap. It puts him ahead of the field by a 1/10 of a second. Chance Parker now going to be going around as well. Number 42 machine completes his run, and it looks like now Caden Bailey going to be on the move, only to despawn from the circuit. Bailey, one of the many drivers coming for his first race tonight. Dylan Poss now going to be on the way. We got Thomas Johnson waiting to qualify. Brandon Rismiller is as well on the circuit, and Joseph Lewis now making it through to get the start-finish line signal to get his qualifying run on the way. Coming down to 3 and 4. Number 28 machine is going to be back on the move. We got a total of over 25 drivers registered for tonight's race, and as it stands, 18 of which have taken a timed lap here in qualifying. So the field is getting ready to go racing. Michael Deitch now getting on the track, and so is Joseph Lewis. And it looks like Lewis is going to abandon his qualifying run and park it just like that. He'll be scored in 14th at the moment. Michael Deitch going to be on the way as he gets his run over. He's going to be in 18th after his second lap is concluded. And now the 57 going to take extra practice laps to probably, most cases as he always does, get a little more accustomed to the track and setup. Getting a lot of practice in just before the race, and it does pay off. Had himself a few solid runs in the top 15 as of recent, looking to break into the top 10 on a more consistent basis. Thomas Johnson, number 48 machine, is now on the way, looking to get his qualifying run on the move as the 48 comes out of pit road this time by. Same situation for Ross Corlett, as Corlett makes it out for the very first time. The number 91 machine looking to find himself back inside the top 5, battling for a victory again. This circuit, very challenging it appears for many drivers. Might see new drivers come up to the top of the board. Some surprises right now in qualifying. And the Prestige is in 7th on the board. Chance Parker is in 8th. And Hunter Whitlock, returning for the first time since last season, is now in 9th. Anthony Trippi's in 10th, and Wesley Kuznov is now in 11th. Drivers from all throughout the field find themselves battling for a chance up ahead. James Thurston had a tremendous lap, however, and the number 4 machine once again finds himself at the top of the board by over a 1/10 of a second, and it looks like Ross Corlett blinks out just a moment. We'll take a look at Thomas Johnson. Looks to have a stable internet connection. He comes around for the final time in his qualifying run. He's currently not scored with a valid lap, and that looks to stay the same. Johnson's qualifying run will not give him any position. He'll be classified based on iRating. He'll be outside the top 20 to start tonight's race. So Johnson still on the move, waiting for this thing to get on the road. He's now the only driver going around, save for Ross Corlett, and Ross puts it into 6th. He'll be starting just outside of the top 5. And with Thomas Johnson still on the way, he's the only driver currently on the track. It looks like Alex Jones, Kyle Freeman, and Henry Kaloff have also gone for laps that did not get verified. So Joey Stone and River Page are the only 2 drivers racing tonight that we are waiting on. 4 minutes and 36 seconds remain on the board, and with that in mind, qualifying all but wrapped up. Joey Stone last week did not qualify, able to rebound for a very solid top 5 finish. So it doesn't matter where you start, it always matters where you finish. And with that being said, we bring you to the starting grid to show you where everyone will start. Not many surprises in the top 5, but from there on out, we got some shockers in the front of the field, and they might surprise us as the race goes on. 130 laps of opportunity to come out to just about 162.5 miles. Johnson works his way around the backstretch. In a few minutes' time, he'll be doing so with over 25 other drivers looking to race him until the checkered flag falls. So without further ado, let's get right into it and show you the starting grid for the St. Louis 162.5 here in the FORL Cup Series. It's James Thurston going to try and go back-to-back after a dominating victory last week in New Hampshire. 34.119 puts him on the top of the board with Sean Rowe in second, and Rowe, sporting the 09 on our end, will be there on the outside of row number 1. 34.262 for the man in that second position. Jacob Wilkerson going to be third in the number 43. 34.330 puts him right there with Ethan Workman position number 4. 34.375 puts him just ahead of Andrew Cootie. Andrew going to round out the top 5 with a 34.451. Only 100th of a second ahead of Ross Corlett, who rounds out the third row on its outside lane. Max Molina, your defending champion, has been looking very strong as of recent. Got his first podium of the season last week. Looking to back it up starting in 7th tonight, 34.601. Puts him 22 thousandths of a second ahead of Xander Prestige. So Prestige going to be right there in the 8th spot, and it's going to be Chance Parker in 9th with a 34.647. Round out your top 10, it's Hunter Whitlock and position with a 34.806. From there on out, going to be the position number 11 we focus on, occupied by Anthony Tribute, Wesley Kuznov in the 12th spot. Zach Todriff going to be in 13th with Dustin Pickle in 14th, Joseph Lewis then in 15th with Brandon Rismiller in 16th. 17th spot going to be occupied by Caden Bailey, coming back for the first time in over a season's worth of racing, and Dylan Poss will be scored in position number 12 with Michael Deitch in 19th, and Hunter Bogdan to round out your top 20. From there on out, to round out your field, every driver outside the top 20 has not taken the time, so let's bring you the rundown. Going to be Alex Jones in position number 21, Joey Stone going to be there in 22nd, Kyle Freeman going to be in 23rd, Henry Caloff going to be scored in position number 24 as it stands. Then Joaquin Stewart, race control, will not race tonight. River Page will be effectively in 26th, and Thomas Johnson will round out your field effectively position number 27 as the 48 machine is the final driver on the final row that will race. Bryce Hamrick is your race control, and the grid is all but set as we say hello to the St. Louis 162.5. That is your starting grid. Very stacked field tonight. Many drivers coming through for their debut in the series, debut in the season that is. There's opportunities all around the track. It's a tricky one here, and challenges will be evident from the drop of the green flag. Thomas Johnson still making his way around, so while we've got some time, how's about we take a look at our FTN race rundown. 130 laps coming down to just about 162 miles an hour, and in the FORL Cup Series, no faster pairs. You got to be on it every lap. Damage will affect you, and it will be a big deal. The NASCAR Next-Gen machines will be used tonight as they've been used in the entirety of this season. From there, we're gonna of course see a daytime race. The sun is shining upon Madison, Illinois. And finally, defending winner by a dominating margin. Last time we went racing, it was James Thurston on top by 15.5 seconds. So expect to see something of the sort that's very similar tonight. We expect much more from the best in the field. James Thurston finally completing a race. Andrew Cootie was the closest man to him last time we went at it. Wednesday night looking a bit more like it did last season, with our former contenders coming back to the front of the field. Practice and qualifying both are over, and now the grid will be set. Chance Parker already going to be on it here. Xander as well. Drivers begin to get onto the field. Looks like Wesley Kuznov will as well. Every driver making their way on. Field already populated from the front of the field onto the back. Great look at the field out in front. We've got your top 2 right there, Jacob Wilkerson and Sean Rowe. We're going to be working manually behind the scenes. Numbers are not correct for tonight. Sean Rowe is back in the normal 99. Looks like last week he was effectively scored as the 09. That is no longer the case. Sean Rowe will be good to go with the same number that has been running for the good majority of his time in this league. Working on that as it stands. Minor issue to get tonight started, but all will be well. race gets on its way. 30 laps of action. Now's the time to see as what it takes in the Worldwide Technology Raceway Gateway, playing host to the FORL Cup Series. As we take a look up and down throughout the field, heard about microphone issues. Not sure if that's really the case here. If anyone can give us a bit more word on that. Microphone might be cutting in and out on our end. Does look fine. We'll keep an eye on that and make sure that's not the case as the night goes forward. Microphone might be something to keep an eye on. Looking at our volume system right now, should be all clear. Not quite sure if there's any issue behind the scenes. Maybe you and on us a little bit overtime. We'll find out as the night goes on. Right now, the field getting ready to go at it. James Thurston up in front, and the starting grid are going to show you when these drivers leave start-finish line. And almost every driver who's in this event has already loaded up on the grid. The pace car going to be ready to grab a gear in just a moment. And from there on out, we will see 130 laps of racing. And only about 4 yellow flags last time we went at it at the Magic Mile, hoping to see more of the same. First 2 races of the season only had 1 caution. From there on out, we have seen at least 2 in each successive event. So we might see more yellow flags once again tonight. The short track package, the less than intermediate package, has been troublesome for the next gens as of recent. Tonight, it's going to be a big test to see whether or not those issues still persist. Let us go the racing, of course, but also let us know about the microphone. We'll keep working on it as the night goes on. Taking a look right now, should be no problem as James Thurston takes himself the front of the grid. Just a half lap's time, the racing get on its way. Pace car on the move, the field is set. Got a total of just about 25 drivers on the grid. Bryce Hamrick, Michael Deitch, both missing it, and Bryce Hamrick, Joaquin Stewart, both will be your race control. The number 4 machine led 122 laps last time we went racing. He's looking to do so and more tonight as we get back at it in Gateway. James Thurston leads us to the green flag in the St. Louis 162.5. We are green in Illinois. And down to the conclusion of the first lap, James Thurston has a major lead of 0.7 of a second, already ahead of Jacob Wilkerson and Sean Rowe. They are in third. Battle cam going to be at the bottom right of your screen to start this race. The mid-pack is feisty. You'll see Brandon Rismiller involved as a yellow flag comes out, and we are under yellow for the first time in this race. Caden Bailey, it looks like his debut going to be put into jeopardy already. Major front-end damage. Let's find out just what happened. An instant replay already for the number 60 machine of Caden Bailey. As you can see, went down to the inside of the circuit and came right back up. Hits Bogdan, gets into Kyle Freeman, hits Kaloff too, and multiple drivers involved. I don't think that was the start of it. We're going to have to take it a bit further to find out what really caused that wreck. 20 seconds more, and we should be able to understand as Caden Bailey going to be on, and it looks like he just gets brake checked there by Thomas Johnson, and the 60 goes flying into the apron, hits multiple drivers just like that. Many drivers now with major damage. Bad news all around as the number 60 involved in the first yellow flag of the day. Looking back to the live feed, Bailey now going to be on pit road, and James Thurston now going to be there as well. Already tire strategy as the 4 and the 9 go down to pit road immediately. This might be a sign of things to come as the race goes on. Current race leader is not James Thurston. Instead, it's Jacob Wilkerson. Thurston's down and in already. might be a sign of things to come for these drivers. And he's going to be the first driver to make it through. Wilkerson now taking hold of the lead. And 4 laps in out of 130, it is Jacob Wilkerson, the two-time winner this season, looking to take the lead. Looks like he's done just that under yellow. Master Cookie, Bobby LaPierre, both in chat. Thank you guys for stopping by. And for your favorite drivers, if you got any in mind, be sure to shout them out as the night goes on. Love to have the support for all the drivers in this league. We couldn't do it without them showing up every night. And it looks like Jacob Wilkerson has shown up to the party. He's up in front of the field. Looks like Thurston now going to be off pit road. He scored in 21st. Andrew Cooties in 22nd. Thomas Johnson in 23rd with major damage. Henry Kaloff, very similar situation. And it looks like the number 60 of Caden Bailey back out on the track despite the damage. And the front end might be masking some of that damage with the reflective nature of it. Taking a close-up drone shot, and you'll see Bailey's got a lot of issues on that front bumper. Take a look at that. That 60 machine rumpled up on the front. Not quite sure how he's going to continue to race here. Going to be troublesome. If he wants to keep on competing, he'll have to find a way, though. He's now 25th and last on the order of those still driving. Wilkerson the way with 2 laps to green. First yellow flag comes out to start the night. Immediately after the race gets on its way, we've got trouble. Looks like now, once again in pacing. John Rowe going to be in second. Ethan Workman's going to be in third. And for Workman, backing up a strong top 5 effort last time we went racing in New Hampshire. Battling with the likes of Joey Stone and Max Molina last week. Really quick all throughout, just outside of the podium at the end of the day. And eventually, it appears the number 23 machine had to settle just outside of the top 3. But tonight is a new opportunity, and there could be another chance for the number 23 to get inside the podium circle, even in victory lane. That remains to be seen. Tonight, this Toyota Camry has a chance to go all the way. He's going to have to get by another Camry, though, in Sean Rowe. While Rowe does not have a win this season besides an exhibition race, the Burnt Rubber Racing Warehouse Clash, he's absolutely one of the contenders week in, week out. Sean Rowe, he knows that he's got more in the tank than what he's shown this season. Maybe now he'll have a chance to use it as he lines up side by side with his PBR teammate. They'll be first and second, inside-outside on row number 1. We get back to the racing. Lap number 7 going to be the beginning of this first restart. Top 10 looking really different from usual. We got guys like Anthony Trippi, Vance Parker, and Xander Prestige all inside of it. Wesley Kuznov is only 1 position away from being inside the top 5. The underdogs are coming out tonight already, and Thurston and Andrew Cootie pitting gives them even more of an opportunity to race with the guys up in front. Maybe some shifts in the pecking order. Tonight might be the time to break out for these drivers, and it looks like now Jacob Wilkerson find himself up high, looking to defend the race lead once again. It is Wilkerson up on top. Sean Rowe going to be right down low, and the green flag will fall this time by, letting them all get right back to work. And as they come around this time by, we're going to change the microphone we're using to make sure things are not cutting in and out. Might have been using the wrong one there. Now we should be all good. Jacob Wilkerson going to lead them through, and the green flag's going to be back on its way here in Gateway. Wilkerson finds himself up in front, working down the backstretch. 43 machines got that race lead. Then going to be Ethan Workman in second with Sean Rowe in third. Joey Stone is position number 4, and Max Molina is going to be in 5th. Top 5 drivers remain in the same positions, coming through and through. Single file for the race lead. Way on back, though, we've got side-by-side battles. I think the reason was we were using our headset microphone by accident. That's got to be the reason. We've got 2 microphones immediately connected to our system, one of which is my headset, one of which is my microphone. For some reason, my mic was not the default setting. Should be good now. My apologies, fellas. We haven't used that microphone on FTN in over a half year. Jacob Wilkerson leads the way with Ethan Workman in second and Sean Rose in third. Joey Stone in 4th. Now we got a chance to really look at this one from the big picture. Dana Prestige going to be in the 8th spot, and he's working real good down the stretch. Vance Parker in 9th, and Hunter Whitlock there in 10th. Zach Todriff going to be in 11th. Here's he side by side with the number 5 machine for a moment. Looks like Whitlock just barely gets away. We got 2 number 5s in the field right now. Wesley Kutznoff going to be one of which, and Hunter Whitlock is as well. We'll keep an eye out for that. It's the exact same paint scheme, just a different driver. So it's going to be troublesome to keep an eye on that as the night goes on, but we'll do our best to make sure you're 100% informed who's up in front and who is not. Side by side, Sean Rose now working with Ethan Workman, and Ethan's got a chance to go all the way into position number 2. He's up high. Side by side, Rowe runs up the track and gives Workman a shot up, and it looks like the 23 will not budge. Off corner exit, and Workman's got himself up ahead, and now position number 2 occupied by the proper driver of that Yahoo Toyota Camry. Sean Rowe right now looking to brake way too hard to the corners. You can see him lock up as we look on board with Joey Stone. It's absolutely not what you want to see as a driver up in the front of the field, locking up tires in an oval. We don't see that all too often with the next gens. Sean Rowe has done that repeatedly. Take a look on now. 99 machine down low. He got himself a boatload of pressure. Joey Stone right behind. These two were battling for 3rd last week in New Hampshire. They almost wrecked each other, and with 20 laps to go, they both made 2 fantastic saves in a time span of just 1 lap. Now, Stone going to be down on the inside line, trying to take something from him. The 8 machine's got a shot to go for it, and it looks like he will. Down low, Joey Stone's going to be, but he'll merge right back in. Looks like now, number 8 machine, wait one more time around. The rookies are 1st, 2nd, and 4th as it stands. Going back to Joey Stone just outside the podium. It's been the youth movement in this league night after night. Everything becoming a bit clearer for these drivers that are much newer to this league. 12 laps in, Sean Rowe knowing he wants to be part of the front running battle. He might not be a rookie, but got the ability to run with them as well as anyone else can. Max Molina now going to be side by side with Joey Stone. The defending champion makes his move on the number 8 machine. Stone lays back, stays high. Just like that, the 45 machine going to be able to drive it in and put himself into position number 4. Nice move there up in the front of the field as we look in the battle camera here on FTN. There's more fighting going out throughout the entirety of this pack. Take a look on back. James Thurston, Brandon Rismiller on your frame on the bottom right. Now going to be working side by side as they're rubbing up. You can see Rismiller barely has the edge. The main battle we're looking up right now is going to be teammates. Molina down low, Sean Rowe up high, and the 45 machine looking to make a move on his teammate for a podium position. Dead even, but it looks like the 99's got a good run off. He gets it. Nice move for the 99 machine. Molina going to have to lay back and wait just a bit more. Thurston going to find himself now scored in 17th. Track position is major here. Does not look like he's having any luck getting through the field. So how's about we take a look at our main display on FTN and find out what's going on to number 4. Thurston right now, mired back in traffic, finds himself 15 laps in the 17th position. Now, right in front of him is a sea of multi-car battles. Side by side, Joseph Lewis is with Zach Todriff. Todriff going to be working that number 28 machine right up high. Looks like Joseph Lewis going to end up nearly in the wall. Nice save nonetheless. Now James Thurston going to make his way by the number 28 machine. Down low, the 4 machine drives it, and he's looking to take another position away from the W Energy machine, and it looks like he will. Making it a 2-for-1 might just happen. Pass one, get one free. Now Thurston's in the top 15, continuing to work his way on. Last time by, he was 0.2 of a second faster than your race leader on his most recent lap. So Thurston is no joke. He is absolutely the quickest driver on the circuit, and no denying that if he gets that track position, he got a shot to go. Checkered flag falls as your race winner. 4-car bundle up in the front of the field once again. Got Ethan Workman leading it up in 2nd. It's 3 Toyotas and a Chevy. Joey Stone right now in 5th, carrying the banner for the bow ties. Now with rookie stripes on, Joey Stone has put in several veteran performances already. Going to put together yet another tonight, and he's got another rookie right in front of him, and Ethan Workman. Not yet shown his best. Potential has been there, though, for him to contend for a race victory, and tonight he does not want to waste it. Up in a second already, 23 machine, making more time up. Now that number 23 finds himself just behind his one driver. Great place to be if you're that number 23. Four of the rookies are coming through as well. Joey Stone, of course, in 5th. We got Wesley Kutznuff in the 02 machine, now scored in 6th. And a Prestige having a solid race so far with his teammate backing him up right behind. They're 8th and 9th. Andrew Cootie shockingly gets in a much better position from his pit stop gamble. He's now in the 10th spot. Denver Broncos, number 9. So number 9 worked out much better than James Thurston. However, that time by number 4 machine still just about as quick as the 9 machine. They're quick on pace, very close on lap times. Jacob Wilkerson pulling away from the even quicker Ethan Workman, showing you about every driver has what it takes to run up in front. Middle of the field, back of the field, front of the field. Pace is not major deficit for anyone. Looks like most drivers have a good handle of how to drive lap in, lap out. Only 2 drivers off the lead lap at the moment, those being Hayden Bailey and Alex Jones. Kyle Freeman gonna be down onto the grass, and he's got big trouble. Freeman's got damage. Let's take an instant replay and find out just what happened. Take a look at Kyle Freeman in the number 29. He's got himself a workload from here on out. Overcorrects. Nasty slide up. Kyle Freeman now finds himself off the lead lap. Hit, thankfully, nobody else with him. Just like that, the 29 machine finds his race in jeopardy. Maybe even in ruin. Find out whether or not he'll be able to recover. Now, smoke show, not in the good way, the motor blowing right behind him. Now going to be yet another lap down as Jacob Wilkerson off the lead lap. A 43 machine out in front, and from there on out, it will be second spot occupied by Ethan Workman, and it's a side-by-side battle right there. They pass a lap machine, get right by him. Alex Jones now going to be 24, 3 laps down. That's going to open the door for Ethan Workman's rivals, Max Molina and Sean Rowe, peek by, maybe get a position. Riding on board with Joey Stone's perspective of this battle, it is close quarters. The number 45 machine plunging in the same as his teammate. Both of these two trying to get in front of the 23. Now Joey Stone taking a peek up to the top side. Gets a run off the exit once again, but not going to be good enough to stay with them. Off the back bumper of Max Molina, gains just a bit more time. Drivers ahead of him trying to put a gap in himself and the 8. Henry Pop can have a bit of trouble. He loses a little bit of time on his lap, but it looks like he will not be off of the circuit. No yellow flag at a fall, but it looks like Kaloff was in risk in control of his machinery. Thankfully, not in the 63 stays racing. 23 laps in, though, Max Molina trying to lunge down to the inside line once again. Molina's got an opportunity to do so, and he's going to have to lose it. 45 machine gets loose, tagged down to the bottom of the track. Now, he's behind Joey Stone, and Joey's going diving down to the lower seam. 5 going to be struck out of the line. Now, he's going to have to recover by getting by the 8 machine, and an especially big challenge to pass all this season. Now, Stone's going to have to be on the defense and the offense in the 4th spot, just outside the podium. Might be a new mindset for the man occupying that number 8 kick streaming machine, as he looks to take home yet another podium finish. Best career finish in this league, a 2nd place run at, well, it was at Phoenix, not Sonoma. He looks like it tricked me up there. The Southern Races had a very good swing. Top 5 just missed in Sonoma, but at Phoenix Raceway, battling against Jacob Wilkerson, he came home just a half second behind for his first career podiums. 8 machine looking to do so once again, but Molina gets by him. Now it seems like the 45 is back in control, looking to chase down his teammate in Sean Rowe, and maybe even get up to Workman and Jacob Wilkerson. Same frame. Looking on back though, Andrew Cootie now going to be scored in 8th. Got by Hunter Whitlock and Xander Prestige. Looks like Wesley Kutznuff is the next man on the agenda. Another 5 machine sponsored by Empire Designs. The one up front looks to now have a different paint scheme. That will be the 02. However, according to timing and scoring, that is the number 5. Bit tricky to keep an eye out for. We'll try to do all the looking for y'all. Another driver with the number 5, and they're running the 02 on the broadcast. Andrew Cootie nonetheless wants to chase them down, take another position out of his run. James Thurston, only a few spots behind, he's making up time as well, and the number 4 machine might be able to slice in the top 10 on this lap. And Thurston dives down low, tries to take it from Xander Prestige. He is now way up high, and Xander's going to have to let it go under Whitlock, the next target of the number 4 machine. Sun is slightly setting now. The odds of it becoming a night race are still slim given the schedule of this event. Looks like the sun is dimming, the late afternoon is on, and the grandstands are now being beamed down on by the sun. Rays of light more evident as they go through turns 1 and 2. Whitlock still ahead of James Thurston, but Thurston lunged it in quite deep on his teammate, and it might happen once again. And that it does. James Thurston going to be able to take it down nice and easy to the low line and make a pass, and it looked like he was several tenths behind. Now he's several tenths of a second ahead. Thurston though getting in the wall, and his aggression might have bit him right there, but he still gets the pass. Finds himself now in 9th. Nice move for the number 4 machine. Come up yet another spot into the single digits as Jacob Wilkerson continues to pull away. Wilkerson on 1 yellow flag so far, made the right decision, made the decision most drivers chose. Stay out on the track. It's a basic strategy call, but it has worked. As it stands, he's ahead of the field by 2.5 seconds. Nobody with him. Closest driver stands to be Ethan Workman in the number 23. John Rose in 3rd. Max Molina is in 4th. Stone in 5th. Ross Corlett now occupies the 6th spot on his own. Wesley Kutznup is still there in 7th. Looks like Andrew Cooley, while chasing down that number 5 machine, still has a ways to go. That time by, he was 3/100ths of a second quicker. Got over 2 seconds to make up. At that rate, it would take him almost 30 more laps to get down to the number 5 machine's back bumper. Now going to be working on Hunter Bogdan, the lap machine. Bogdan goes right back up. Now 20 laps down. Hunter back on the track, and he's going to spin down to the inside. Almost goes around, and he locks it up, but he still gets major damage. Bogdan once again involved in his own trouble. 0. Looks like has lost his suspension. Not quite sure how major that damage is, but the 0 machine in a lot of trouble. Watch Hunter Bogdan continue to go around the circuit. Looks to be back in good enough shape to keep racing. Joseph Lewis works up high as Michael Deitch gets right by him. Now, battles all throughout the field aren't evident. And Workman, right now in 2nd, is pulled away from Molina and Sean Rowe. Going to be Max up high, Sean down low. And with Rowe now on the bottom, it gives Joey Stone the chance to work Molina and give him a nice run off corner exit. And it looks like now for the number 8 machine, Joey Stone able to break out into the 4th spot. Sean Rowe now having a bit more trouble. 31 laps in out of 130, and the St. Louis 162.5 has only had 1 yellow to this point, but action is all throughout the track. Next man to go 1 lap down will be Dylan Poss in the number 12 machine. Wilkerson already on his back bumper. 32 laps in out of 130, and Worldwide Technology Raceway has certainly not disappointed. So how's about we show you your track information for tonight's event? FTN track info shows you Worldwide Technology Raceway, an oval shape, or similar instead of a track like New Hampshire or a track like Darlington. Regular shaping, much different look through every set of turns. Gateway Motorsports Park, while open for almost 40 years, has only had an oval since 1997. Original complex, 1/20th mile oval, opened in 1985. Ever since then, it continued to expand. 1.25 mile, the oval is 4 turns, of course, in Madison, Illinois. Different banking in turns 1 and 2 compared to turns 3 and 4. That's very tricky to keep an eye out for as a driver. Drive 1 and 2 like 3 and 4, or vice versa. You're set to go around. Drivers have to keep in mind how different the track is on both ends. That's the trickiest part of Gateway. Track information will show you firsthand. Jacob Wilkerson has not looked like he's had any trouble all night long. Number 43 machine leads at lap number 34, and now coming up on yet another lap machine. Ethan Workman going to be in second as it stands, and now Molina's got third, Joey Stone is fourth, John Rowe as fifth. Andrew Cootie now going to be right there with James Thurston at the number 4 machine. A lot of time, and now finds himself just behind other driver with the exact same strategy call. Looking down on the inside, James Thurston going for it once again. Number 4 machine trying to make a pass here. And on the battle camera on the bottom right of your screen, you'll see another battle at the front of the field. Joey Stone and Max Molina. Looking at the back of the pack right now, Thurston trying to make his way through the 9 machine. Is 11 seconds behind your leader. This is for 8th. Single digits are spread out. So maybe Wilkerson trying to show he can do a bit of a James Thurston emulation, battle all throughout the field, find himself yet again as a race winner in dominating fashion. The margin right now is major to second place, 2.5 seconds and only growing. Thurston now going to have to put the power down to keep his fight alive as the number 9 machine looks to have stalled him out with some dirty air. Thurston drives it right down to the bottom, gets it going much quicker than Cootie, and back bumper, he almost makes a tap on the 9 machine. Looks like it will not be denied. Battle camera going to be shown in later time. This battle's the big focus. This could determine the rest of the race if we get a yellow flag. Cootie still trying to fend off Thurston. He's going to see a shove to the bumper, and it looks like now that bumper is going to be put right in its place. Above the track, James Thurston might try to lift him. However, they both have taken relatively similar lines, sides 1 and 2. Now James going to try to use the top side to start, and it looks like it's going to work. Andrew Cootie now going to lose a big amount of time and loses the position. Jacob Wilkerson makes a big mistake up in front. Still has a 1 second lead, and Andrew Cootie now finds himself position number 9. The 9 machine going to fade back as Wesley Kutzdorf now goes down to pit road. So does Wilkerson. Down and in, and just like that, pit strategy back in effect. Now we might see Andrew Cootie and James Thurston battle for the race lead. Number 4 machine now going to be able to make up multiple spots at once. Finds himself up in 5th. And it looks like now there's a battle between Andrew Cootie and the lap machine of Dylan Poss. He might have ran out his tires, and it looks like that he has. He'll let the lapper go right by, and the 12, Matt Black on your screen, make it through as Cootie opts to go down to pit road. To be on the same strategy as every other driver now, and Workman comes in as well. Leader, Max Molina, and he's the only driver right now, save for Thurston on the track. As it stands, the number 43 machine of Jacob Wilkerson now back on the way. Gets a run, now going to be just ahead of the number 45. It looks like it's going to be Wilkerson cycling out to be leader once again. Not too far behind him, it's going to be Wesley Kutzdorf on his way, and Hunter Whitlock and Vance Parker. This is a major shift in strategy for some drivers. Vance already went in 3 laps ago. Trying to play an alternate strategy to get up to lead. Maybe it's going to work. The 42 trying to make a miracle happen. Get up to the top 5. James Thurston, though, is your race leader. And on his brand new strategy call, he only has had for just about 30-some laps. Taking it up to the front of the field and gets tapped. Dylan Poss tries to move your race leader. And another lapper hitting James Thurston. And for the 3rd time this season, it's another major move from a lapper on the number 4. Thurston gets wiggled up the circuit. That's bad news, but it looks like now Sean Rowe trying to make it happen on the 99 machine. Looks like now side by side is going to only last for just a moment. Thurston fading back. Anthony Trippi now scored in 2nd. Thomas Johnson is in 3rd. And it looks like Jacob Wilkerson is in 4th. That Todriff now going to round up the top 5, but off of pit road. According to timing and scoring, it's going to be Jacob Wilkerson and Ethan Workman, top 2, who have taken it down to pit road already. Zach Todriff now going to make it in. He's on the pit access road, and he will be down and in, this time by 41 laps through. Thurston looking to choose to do the same thing. He's now going to make his way down. The fastest pit stop of the night so far, a 40.3 second by Hunter Whitlock. That is the time to beat. Anthony Trippi down, and so is Thomas Johnson. Thurston going to lead them all through, and now pit road occupied by the 2nd set of drivers. Jacob Wilkerson going to make it by and try to take his lead right back. Looks like he'll be able to easily as the number 4 machine is down on pit road. Number 43 is going to make it right by. And your new race leader out in front is number 43. Wilkerson takes it right back from Thurston, and just like that, we've got ourselves another shift the way this race will go. No yellow flag through our first pit cycle. We're looking forward to another long green flag run to keep this race on its way. But there's a bit of a smoke show on the track there. Looks like everyone's going to be able to keep it together. Thomas Johnson, knowing that this is a big stop for him, trying to stretch out his run, finds himself now in 11th, right in front. Lance Parker, number 42. And the pit cycle that we saw is going to change up the order big time. James Thurston finds himself back in 8th. Andrew Goody now in 7th. 2-second gap ahead of that man in number 4. Looks like Wesley Kutznoff now has a big gap to the Andrew Goody machine as well. Top 5 drivers separated by 11 seconds once again. Joey Stone, though, going to be right there with Max Molina. Molina not too far behind as the 45 machine tries to chase the number 8 once again. Ross Corlett now going to be scored in 3rd. Fantastic pit stop for him. One of the best times out of any driver. But Jacob Wilkerson, fastest pit stop of the night so far. A 40.1 second time is now the time to beat. Beating out Ethan Workman by just 0.2 of a second. Very good run off pit road for the 43. And he spent 0.2 of a second less than Ethan Workman on his pit box. So through entry and exit, they were dead even. Very good pace from the both of them on pit road, but it was Jacob Wilkerson who came out yet again victorious. 45 laps in this time by the number 43 machine has himself the race lead. He has had it for quite a long while. Led all but 10 laps so far, and that's being generous to James Thurston. Ethan Workman still trying to get back there with them as the middle of the pack continues to have battles. Justin Pickle in trouble, able to save it, keeps it going, and the 21 machine finds himself in 14th, facing down Xander Prestige. Prestige going down the backstretch this time by trying to chase Brandon Rismiller up in the front of the field. New faces, the top 50 occupied by many of our underdogs, namely Whitlock, Trippy, Thomas Johnson, Chance Parker, Brandon Rismiller too. Xander Prestige and Dustin Pickle round out the top 15, while your regulars might be up in front. Those in the second half of the top 15 that have been shockers all night long, looking to continue to impress as the day continues. 95 of Rismiller goes off corner exit once again. Nice work through, and much quicker than Chance Parker here. 0.2 of a second, that's the gap, continuing to diminish. We'll take a look at this. The 95 machine working his way right down low. Parker gonna have to think of his next move. Very close to losing the spot that time by. Rismiller might take a page out of James Thurston's book. That he does. They're gonna lunge it down to the bottom lane. It is much better, but does not work out for the pass immediately. Makes some ground back up. Does not make the pass. He'll have to settle for keeping it behind the 42. We'll wait for another opportunity. They come down the line once again. This, we're going to have the battle cam up on your screen on the bottom right once again. The front of the field has been a non-stop battle between Joey Stone and Max Molina. As we take a look on back, it's going to be the number 8 machine, worked over by Sean Rowe. Rowe can get by the number 8 machine, so can Molina. Sean, one lap down as it stands, did not have the best run in terms of his strategy down pit road. A 1 minute and 21 second stop, one of the longest all night long. All but given him any reason without being up in front. It's given him quite a lot, I'll tell you that much. But if there is a yellow flag, he's still got a shot on Rob Pace. Nonetheless, he's one lap down, working with his teammate to try to get by Joey Stone. Stone still has the edge on number 45 as they work down the front stretch. Down the back, Chance Parker now lead in front of Brandon Rismiller to stay inside the top dozen as Hunter Whitlock pulls away even further. Anthony Trippy just ahead. Thomas Johnson going to be in 9th here as James Thurston continues to get closer and closer to Andrew Cootie. Andrew in the wall that time by. Number 9 machine's in trouble, and 49 laps in, at number 9 going to be back in the wall once more. Andrew Cootie now low, trying to keep himself in good shape. Going to be the right side that's dinged up just a bit more than he'd like. You can see the scrapes as he passes by the cameras once again. Now James Thurston only 0.6 of a second away, and a gap that was over 2 seconds before has been diminished. Time is running out for that number 9. Damage accumulating. No fast repairs. It's going to be tricky for him to keep on going, and the St. Louis 162.5 might be out of reach from a race-winning perspective. The way things have gone so far for Andrew Chudy, just might be the case. James Thurston right behind, there in the 8th spot, looking to get to the top 7, just out of reach. You see Thomas Johnson out of frame, now making his way in, almost 5 seconds away from this battle. Number 4 getting closer and closer as the fastest driver on the track that time by. And looking back up front now, Max Molina working up onto Joey Stone. Stone's trying to get his way up into the 91 machine of Ross Corlett, so multiple drivers going to try to go for the same thing, a position and a pass. Ross Corlett has that top 3 position locked up for now. Final spot on the podium could be shifted. Joey Stone just gets a bit closer. 0.4 of a second away as is. Number 8 machine just has a few more tenths to go. Wants to make a chance at the pass. Max Molina, though, is in striking distance. If he so chooses, he'll go down the inside line and take him right down and in without any hesitation. Does back off to begin the run-in, but it looks like Joey Stone works his way up high and has no use but to let Max Molina have a shot at it. Off the corner number 4 once again. Drag race down. Molina gonna have to settle back in. 1 and 2. He'll go down for another opportunity once again. 45 machine works his way back up high. Joey Stone stays right in there. For these drivers who are all on the same tire strategy, nothing besides their ability inside the cockpit is determining who has the better chance at staying inside the top 5. Now it's going to be Max Molina working his way through 0.2 of a second back. Very close, just a few laps to go. 0.2 of a second on back. He was just a bit closer. As close as 0.1 of a second just moments ago. Now it's Sean Rowe right behind him. Maybe there's an opportunity to go for a 2-for-1 here. Shuffle the number 8 out of line. But at first, got a shuffle going. Gotta get that first car within reach. Max Molina's biggest issue. Not been able to do that. Can't do it. No chance at making that 2-for-1 work. Joey Stone has the 4th spot. Now right there on Ross Corlett. And Corlett's got to think, what can I do to keep that top 3 position? Of course, a great place to be in, but the pressure is mounting. Every driver in this frame has a great chance to go for it and take the spot. But what will separate the number 91 from those who have had it before, that remains to be seen. We are only just about 10 laps away from the halfway point here in Illinois. Now, top 5 drivers are Jacob Wilkerson in that 1st spot. Workman there in 2nd, then Ross Corlett in 3rd, with Joey Stone 4th, and Max Molina in 5th. There on out. Chance Parker going to be bumping it up once again with Brandon Rismiller, and now Parker going to be on the outside looking in of the top 12. Gets him right up the track. Rismiller now going to see the number 42 on his back end. Looking on board with Parker. That's the 95. Dive it deep. Down low. Chance goes, but does not take the chance. He'll wait for just a moment to try to get a better run going. Rismiller blinks out just ahead of him. Now working down the stretch once again. He's side by side through 1 and 2 if he chooses to go for the lunge, which he doesn't. Now stay back, play back. Let him go at it once again, alone, without much pressure at all. Side by side, it's going to be now with Jacob Wilkerson as Wilkerson laps to number 42. Just like that, they're back in the picture. They stole the spotlight from that battle. As it stands, 12 drivers on the lead lap. Looks like Jacob Wilkerson trying to put on a James Thurston-esque performance for his 3rd win of the season. And Wilkerson trying to not only become the winningest driver in a single season of FORL Cup Series 3 already, all-time record is 5 from Max Molina, trying to become the winningest driver in a career in this league. Only 3 seasons of racing, and the league has been very, very young. For most of that time, most drivers have not been in this series for more than a season. Season 1, most often never saw a field of more than 10 drivers. Season 2 never saw more than 20. But now that we've gotten over 25 just about every race of the season, it's that much more impressive that Jacob Wilkerson has continued his dominance, going for what could be his 3rd win of the year. And at that rate, he'd have 6 or 7 wins racked up by the end of the season, put him in contention for the all-time winningest driver. That's, of course, if the other drivers on that list do not come back to victory lane. James Thurston, all the front runners in the present era, one of the only who's been here since the very beginning. He's a winner from Season 1 multiple times over, but now looking to gain his first championship victory of his career. Max Molina got it last season. Kyle Freeman got it the season before. Now the number 4 finds himself in the prime position to compete for yet another 3rd time running. Cootie, not too far behind, has been able to keep a steady distance away from the number 4. Passing has been almost impossible. That distance on back, you can't even lunge it down. We'll have to wait. Next opportunity will rise. It is the number 9 of Andrew Cootie down low once again. It's going to be number 4 of James Thurston down on the seam. No movement between these two drivers as they come off corner once again. Wesley Kutznoff, though, having the race of his career, and it looks like for that 0-2 machine, this could be first chance at a top 5. He's got a few drivers to make it through, though, if he wants that, and Joey Stone is one of which. Number 0-2, Wesley, trying to make it happen, find himself inside the top 5 for the first time in his career. Ross Corlett, Dylan Thurs been able to hold off the good majority of the pack, now coming up on his teammate. Would get some help from a lap machine, same way Sean Rowe and Max Molina worked on Joey Stone. 61 laps in out of 130. Another lapper goes way high. That's Dustin Pickle. Dylan Poss now going to be side by side with him. And Dylan Poss going to rough up these leaders. He is staying right there at full pace, not giving in at all. Corlett able to make it by him, though, so no worry there. As the number 12 lunges it now to the bottom line, he's going to separate the 91 and the 45. Going to give Max Molina a bit of a harder time as they get by him once again. Swerved down to the bottom, getting right through. Now Joey Stone going to be able to use the number 12 as a bit of a pickoff maneuver. 99 will get stuck right behind. They're side by side, nearly door bang. Dylan Poss went down to the low line to try to impact the leaders there. Thankfully, Sean Rowe don't make contact. That could have been much worse as Dustin Pickle loses that off a corner exit. Thankfully for all the leaders, steady up in front. 63 laps in out of 130 here in the St. Louis 162.5, 162 miles that is. We've gotten past almost the first 81 of which. Halfway down in just a few laps and halfway to go from there. Alex Jones going to be put down 24 laps when number 43 gets to him. Only 2 retirees, Hunter Bogdan and Kyle Freeman. Now the 43 works his way right down low. It's going to be Wilkerson in position number 1 by 4 seconds. Nobody on his level tonight, and it looks like it will stay that way. Workman going to be there in the position number 2. Ross Corlett going to be in 3rd. 4th place held by Max Molina. 5 still rounded out by Joey Stone. Closest battle in the racing circuit is now for position number 14. It's going to be a spin nearly, and the number 1 machine is Xander Prestige is in the wall. Prestige is up and over nearly, and the yellow flag will fall. 65 laps in, halfway yellow, and Xander Prestige going to be the cause. Number 1 machine in the wall, backed in. Just like that, the caution will fly. Just over 65 laps remain. We take a look. Instant replay here on FTN will show you Rismiller, Parker, and the 23 of Workman able to just make a bit of contact. That sends Xander Prestige in. He puts a bit too much power down immediately. That's going to classify as a spin, bring us down the yellow flag. 66 laps in, halfway down, 65 laps to go. Xander's backed into the wall. Just like that, have a ways to go to get back in front. Fighting inside the top 5 for just a moment it looked like. Now, losing all that time, fading way back. 65 to go, halfway break is in effect, and it looks like Jacob Wilkerson still has the lead. Going to come down to pit road this time by, though. This is the pit stop that changes everything. Now the drivers who were at the back of the field find themselves up in front. James Thurston, Andrew Cootie, now back at a level playing field and could go fighting for the win once again as every driver comes down a pit road this time by. Wilkerson leads them. Now we got the good majority coming down in. Jacob Wilkerson takes the field in. It's Ethan Workman there in second, and Workman was inside the frame of that most recent wreck, very close to getting involved in it, just about a car length away from being involved in cautions. Thankfully for his sake, he did not get involved. Not going to be out of the picture. Now as we take a look up in front, it's going to be Andrew Cootie now coming down and into pit road. And at the exit, it is going to be a big move out. Thomas Johnson not on pit road. Jacob Wilkerson wins off pit road, and he gets it from Workman, then Max Molina, Joey Stone, and Ross Corlett. And following that, it's going to be the driver of the number to be 28 of Joseph Lewis. Then Wesley Kutznoff on the way. James Thurston spending a bit more time on pit road to make sure everything is ready for this next run. Thomas Johnson, while not on pit road yet, come down this time after leading one lap. Anthony Trippi going to be in second. Chance Parker going to be third. Brandon Rismler fourth, all of which coming down to pit road. Jacob Wilkerson get back to the lead. A major strategic play that happened only 5 laps into the race. Staying out on the track and going down a pit road has been the play of this one. Looks like tonight mostly defined by that one call to not go to pit road. Jacob Wilkerson, it is defined in a very good light, able to dominate the race from that point onward. James Thurston getting a sniff of the race lead. Not much else. Finds himself now in 18th. Now working his way back onto the track. He'll be on the lead lap, of course. Now finds himself once again mired back in traffic. You will see whether or not he's got what it takes to make it back up. War Machine, defending winner in one of the most dominant performances in his career, looking to go forward once again. Jacob Wilkerson in the 43, there in first. Max Molina's in second. Now, Molina scored in third as Workman comes right back on the circuit. 68 laps in out of 130. Been a fantastic ride so far, but strategy much more important in terms of what people don't do compared to what they do end up doing. Pit road, the biggest call was to avoid it tonight. Out. Looks like every other driver, besides those like the number 4 and the number 9, they chose the right call. The yellow flag is of course a major equalizer. James Thurston now scored in the 15th position. Those drivers who stay out, it's been a major advantage because the number 4 machine is mired back in traffic. Very hard to make it through. Looks like his opportunity to win would be stifled. 69 laps in. It's been a nice race so far, and your second restart at the halfway point bring us back into the swing of things. Wilkerson going to be up high. It's Max Molina right down low, and Ethan Workman in position number 2. Joey Stone going to be there fourth now. Like Ross Corlett going to be in 5th. John Rowe still up in front. Wesley Kutznoff is too, but it looks like a shocker. Caden Bailey back on the track here at number 60, putting himself back to the bottom of this grid. Now 19 laps down, Caden Bailey still charging throughout the field to make any extra positions up. 9 minutes on pit road, put him many laps down. We'll see if there's an opportunity for him to return to the front. Ross Corlett, Joey Stone, and Ethan Workman. Don't count out Max Molina too. They're all in the top 5, but they've been chasing Jacob Wilkerson all the time this race has been going. 62 laps to go. Let's make it 61 this time by the green flag will fly once again as restart number 2 here in Gateway. Man, oh man, that caught me out, but now the drivers are locked back in. We're back on green. Nose to tail up in front. Wilkerson's getting really loose and go right up the track. Jacob Wilkerson from the front of the field, bobbles, and goes up top. Joey Stone gets lost too, and just like that, we find multiple contenders all the way out of reach. Big wiggle for the number 43. He's able to save it. Shades of Max Molina at Phoenix, but now it's Jacob Wilkerson on the receiving end. Max Molina benefiting the most. Take a look at Wilkerson this time through. 43 just gets loose, corrects it slightly, and while not a major overcorrection, he does indeed lose a lot of time, and Joey Stone does too in the same frame. Joey almost gets in the wall, able to save it and put himself back in place. He's in 13th. Jacob Wilkerson is in 7th. Taking a look back live, Max Molina out in front. 45 machine has it ahead of now Ethan Workman, and it's going to be Ross Corlett in trouble. That side by number 91 machine backed up in the wall. Nobody else involved. We stay green. Thankfully, everybody else gets through, but that was certainly an incident that happened inside the middle of the pack. Let's find out what happened. Second incident in 3 laps. John Rowe side by side with the number 91. Looks like it was Corlett who ended up on the short end of the stick. And Corlett going to be right up high there in that number 91. He gets loose, bobbles up the track, and spins out of line. Nobody else hits him, but the caution not called, so we'll stay green. Safety yellow going to be avoided, and drivers continue racing, despite what could have been a major problem for those up in front. Corlett going to be able to get back on his way. On 19th, as we look up in front, the battle for lead is brewing. For Ethan Workman, a chance to be a first-time winner is here, and it is now. Looking to get it by the defending series champion. No small task. Comes around once again. He knows the opportunity is major here. You don't want to slip up in a situation just like this. FTN Battle Cam going to show you another battle in the field. Joey Stone now working with Andrew Cootie and Anthony Trippi. Trippi right now has the edge on Cootie. Max Molina right now has the edge on Ethan Workman. Multiple battles in one frame. Now Chance Parker going to be side by side with Henry Kaloff. Kaloff right now finds himself just out of reach of James Thurston. Kaloff now going to try to work it down once again off corner. Number 42 of Chance Parker, advantage once more, finds himself back in 11th. James Thurston going to be in 10th as it stands, and we can now see the battle camera focusing on the exact same thing. Close it for now and bring it back to live feed up in front. Max Molina going to be leading the way with now Ethan Workman 0.4 of a second behind. John Rose in 3rd, and Jacob Wilkerson is in 4th. Leslie Kutznoff is in the 5th spot, and Thomas Johnson is in 6th, with Joey Stone now in 7th. All of these drivers making their way through. Stone able to recover quite well. So has Jacob Wilkerson made the proper steps to get up to the front of the field. Trippi and Cootie side by side. Andrew gets loose, bobbles up once again, and looks like he's not able to make it by Trippi yet again. 84 prevails, and Anthony Trippi looking to have a career run here in the 8th. So is Wesley Kutznoff. Both of these drivers running very well, 5th and 8th respectively, trying to put together a nice run for 2 of the underdogs in this league. 55 laps to go and counting down to 54. Andrew Cootie not yet been able to make that pass stick for much longer. Now they both run up the track. Andrew Cootie's got a bit more grip on him, using that seam on the bottom group. In it, Cootie, who sees Anthony Trippi work on the high side, try to make it stick as well. Still side by side, so nothing much has changed. James Thurston now involved in a very similar battle, this time with Henry Kaloff. Kaloff get right by him. 63 makes it by our pole sitter for this event like it was nothing. Thurston certainly struggling right now. Track position such a big deal. Like ever since he lost it, been on the downward swing since that point. Max Molina up in the front of the field. Ethan Workman and even John Rowe now. Rowe trying to get inside the 2nd spot and trying to chase down the lead for his own. Good seat the 99 going for his first win too. Trying to get it in front of his defending champion teammate, a 45. Molina's got that lead. Ethan Workman is in 2nd. John Rowe's in 3rd as they make it now. 52 laps to go. 52 to go. 19 laps. This tire stint for some of the back of the field. Most drivers currently running on a 12-lap-old set. means that they could come down to pit road with about 30-odd laps to go if we go green from this point onward. One pit stop expected for the remainder of this race if necessary. There on out, we should be good to go in terms of strategy. Not much else could change. On row right now, going to be in that third spot, working on the back bumper of Ethan Workman. According to intervals, the closest battle on the racetrack, Anthony Trippi, loses a lot more time on his lap. He's in a lot of trouble. Now the 84 looks to have lost the front bumper. My oh my, he's lost it indeed. 84 of Anthony Trippi's in trouble, and we're gonna have to find out just what happened. What was a promising run for the 84 has now devolved into chaos. Let's take a look and find out what caused this. Looking on back, Anthony Trippi in the 84 machine, Looney Tunes 84, finds himself loose off corner number 4, hits the wall, and it looks like from there, everything goes. Bumper disappears, and he gets major damage in the suspension. That's almost irreparable. With 50 to go, his race is all but over just like that. Have to limp it down to pit road. Race just about done. Back up front, 81 laps in. Trippi's down low. Max Molina has the lead, and with 50 laps to go, the yellow flag comes out. Nonetheless, looks like it counts for Anthony Trippi. If not, Zach Todger. Todger lost a lot of time there, so let's find out why. Taking a look, another incident involving the number 54, Zach Todger. Looks like another reason we could have seen the yellow flag. About 8 seconds on that lap, so he might have gone around for a spin, and that he did. Michael Deitch tips him off, sends him right into the wall. That will bring the 54 to a standstill. Zach Todger in trouble, just like that, because of yellow flag, number 3, 49 laps remaining. Third yellow flag going to be out with Anthony Trippi now retiring from this event. Zach Todger for the cause of the yellow, but he has a minor damage. Could be able to continue. Max Molina leads him down to pit road once again. Just like that, the race on pit road back on. 54 Molina has most drivers staying on pit road. Some drivers staying out. Yet again, alternate strategies. Some might be better than others here. Big call for strategy with almost 80 laps to go. Ever since then, it's been same old for the good majority of these drivers. The question now being, can someone break through and change it? We'll find out. So now going to be scored as your leader on a 16-lap-old set. Thomas Johnson's in second, and James Thurston is now scored in third. Pole position stalled. Coming through. This time by off pit exit, it's Ethan Workman who wins off pit road, and he's going to be followed shortly thereafter by Wesley Kutznoff. Then, followed by Ethan Workman, Sean Rowe, Jacob Wilkerson. Then it's going to be Henry Kaloff, Andrew Cootie, James Thurston. Looks like from there, drivers such as Chance Parker and Zach Todger have come through. Number 8 machine, Joey Stone, is your current race lead. Trying to get some extra laps led in the number 8 machine, maybe saving a set in case another yellow flag. Joey Stone now holding out and holding on to his race lead, not opting to go down pit road. Number 8 machine leads with 48 laps remaining, and in second, the number 48 machine. Both drivers risking it, staying out ahead. Going to be the St. Louis 162.5 with trouble. Caden Bailey spins in front of the field under yellow, and that is big time trouble for the number 60, and I'm not quite sure why that happened. Looks to have lost it coming into the crowd of drivers. Let's take an instant replay and find out why. Clove is number 60. It looks like with the damage he had already, the car was almost out of control. Taking a look at it, you can see up on the high side, making it through, just about drifts it end of the start-finish line. And he tries to break it, and he loses that big time. Out of room, out of time. That's what brings Caden Bailey back into another driver and into the wall. Big hit for Ethan Workman. Hopefully that's not a race ender. Be on board. This is the view from number 60. Bailey locks it up and smashes into Ethan Workman there. Then gets in the wall. That's a hard hit. Hopefully not the end of these guys in the races. Now the 60 on pit road looks to be done with his. He's 19 laps down already, making a very risky leaders there, and it looks like one driver affected big time. And Workman, his front end is fine, but the back end is smushed in, and we'll see whether or not that's major damage that will affect him for the rest of the race. Workman now has damage as Caden Bailey, the lap machine, comes into your leaders, gets right into your third place driver under caution. 85 laps in, this is your third restart, and Workman just blinked out. He'll take a look at another driver in Joey Stone, go from there. Joey Stone, second spot. If it was high lane, low lane, but he goes in the high side, intentionally take the lead and keep. Number 8 trying to make a gutsy strategy call for his first career win in his rookie season. Best career finish, second just a few weeks ago. Whether or not he can best it tonight, and up in front in the top 5 all race long. Now it is time to see whether or not he's got that make or break ability. Go for the checkered flag as a winner. Thomas Johnson, the highest spot he's been in all night long, is second. Now trying to break through, get up to the first position for the first time in his career as well. Rookies first and second, and it looks like the caution has been extended this time by one more lap of pacing. He'll go green, only 44 laps remaining. And Ross Corlett now getting back with a pack here. Might have been the reason they extended it. It seems like he was not with the field time. Ella would have concluded. Now there, just like that, the field is ready to go at it once again. Thomas Johnson down low, Joey Stone up high. John Rowe now going to be down to the bottom lane, effectively scored in third, and the number 99 machine knows his rival up in front of this race. He's got damage, and that might affect the way his car drives big time. We don't quite know how big that hit was in terms of damage that will affect the driving quality of the 23. You know that the cosmetic damage is visible to every driver here. We'll see if that affects anything about how Ethan Workman has driven this race so far. Rowe down low, a push from Andrew Trudy. He'll be set to go and chase the lead. Top 2 drivers being first season entries. 43 going to be now mired back in the 7th spot. Joey Stone in his number 8, and Thomas Johnson's 48 up in front. St. Louis 162.5 getting ready to get back to he start number 3 this time through. Get right back to work this time by. The 8 up high, the 48 down low, the pace car's off, and we're under green once again in St. Louis. Gateway sees restart number 3 on the night. And Joey Stone goes through with the lead in turns 1 and the battle camera will show you in just a moment as things get settled down. There's huge battles. James Thurston going to be side by side. Wilkerson as the field goes by. Haverford lead has not yet gotten all too aggressive. John Rowe now going to be there with Thomas Johnson. Workman goes right up high, loses his groove, and now Max Molina's in second, able to take multiple shots and finds himself in the runner-up spot, chasing down the number 8 machine. Now leads 88 laps in, 43 laps to go. Number 8 machine runs right up the track, and now it's going to be Max Molina chasing him down. Workman's going to be on the bottom 2, so it could be a 3-car race. James Thurston now finds himself in 6th. And down to the bottom lane, Andrew Cootie takes it way deeper, and just like that, the 9 lets go and gives in as Workman now going to be up into the 2nd spot for just a moment, fades back into 4th. It's Jet now all up to Joey Stone and Max Molina. Just about time for the number 45 to make his move. You can see now on that back bumper, looking from the front end camera, the number 45, Molina is right there for the taking. You'll see the battle camera on your screen, or will you? Caution's out. 42 laps to go. We got another incident on the track, and it looks to be big. Back of the field, Chance Parker, caution will fly. Another incident this time through, as it looks like some tempers flaring between Chance Parker and Dylan Poss. Bumper to bumper here. Now the 42 gets back on his way, so we'll see if it's between these drivers. Caution flew, and that it is. Dylan Poss just goes right into the 42 and hooks him up the track. That doesn't look good. We'll see if there's any premeditated
motive for that to have happened, as it looks like the motion was clearly up to the top of the circuit for the number 12. But he was out of control to begin with. You can see how hard he locked up the tire. The instant replay will show you Dylan Poss seemed to be out of control. The tires screeching. Nothing more he could have done. Hopefully, that's the reason. 12 is in the wall, goes right through, and he is turning it left, yes, but he locks up the tire, takes Chance Parker right there with him. So clearly, not going to be happy at all. Number 42, Poss goes right up the track and wrecks him effectively. Just like that, another yellow flag, the 4th of the day. Now the 12's down to pit road, so is Zach Tondriff, and Max Molina now up ahead as Joey Stone heads down to pit row as well. Now your top 4 looking a bit similar to the way it was when the race began. Max Molina, Sean Rowe, Jacob Wilkerson, and James Thurston. Thurston's been fighting all race long to be inside the top 5. Your pole sitter fell down outside the top 15 within the first 5 laps, going down to pit road to take tires early. Well, the gamble did not appear to pay off in the short term. Now, with crunch time in mind, he is where he wants to be. So little of this race remaining. Molina's up there in first. John Rowe is in second, yes, but Jacob Wilkerson is the dominating man of this race. James Thurston might have the pace to get up there. It's been Wilkerson who's dominated this field, and at one point there were only 12 drivers on the lead lap. Now there are 19. And it looks like the yellow flags have given all these drivers the opportunity to come back on the lead lap, because without the cautions, Wilkerson would most likely continue to put on a clinic. The best driver so far all night long. See whether or not he could pull off his magic once again, get back in front. They come down to the start-finish line. It's going to be 39 laps to go this time through. 40 laps to go coming to 39, that is. Will be Jacob Wilkerson there in third as he sees his leading teammate in Max Molina up in front of the field. It's PBR 1-2-3. The teammates are dominating the podium, but Power Smash and Infinity Speed Motorsports flagship driver James Thurston is in fourth in the number 4, looking to break through and get his second win, second straight of the season. Andrew Cootie looking for win number 2 as well. Henry Kaloff in 6th, looking for his first victory. Wesley Kuznov having the drive of his career so far, looking to get inside the podium and even go for the victory as well. Maybe the underdog driver of the day has a chance to go and take it to victory lane. Michael Deitch is now in 8th, Vander Prestige is in 9th, and it is Chance Parker in position number 10. 39 laps remain with Max Molina out ahead. We'll be coming back to green with 37 laps to go, and it looks like Gateway has not disappointed. Not one bit. Different racing from New Hampshire and relatively similar track length. It's been a great combination all night long, and the drivers up in front have been nothing short of the best the field can offer. However, outside the top 5, it has been anyone's guess to who's there. Doesn't matter if you're top 21 lap, you can get up there the top 5 the next. Unpredictability has been the most predictable nature of the race. 45 up high, 99 down low. John Rowe now on that bottom line. He's got Max Molina up on the top and Jacob Wilkerson there in third. James Thurston going to be in fourth. Up, down, and up, down. It looks like James Thurston can use the high side with Jacob Wilkerson at the bottom. Most traditional way to go about it. Molina, though, prefers the high line himself, and it looks like he'll use it to his advantage on this restart. He's the control car. Sean Rowe right there with him, while teammates might try to get the lunge on him, so we'll see how nice they play as they come through restart number 4. Mostly caution-free the race has been, but as of recent, we've gotten 2 cautions in 15 laps, so maybe the cautions have bred more cautions. We'll see whether or not we snap out of it. From now, lap number 94, 37 laps will remain, and the green flag will fly once again for the 4th restart of the day. Green flag going to be back out on the way here in Worldwide Technology Raceway. Max Molina leads them through once again, and we're back on our way here in Gateway.
And it's a huge drive for James Thurston to get up to second in just 2 turns. Now he's going to be just clear of Sean Rowe, and working down the backstretch, the caution will fly. Big wreck, going to be Workman, Dylan Poss, and Ross Corlett. Let's find out just what happened. Another yellow flag going to come out on the track here. Dylan Poss going to be involved. Let's see why that's the case. This was the restart, and the 12 machine will be back in frame for yet another incident. We'll see who's the cause, though, as Ethan Workman was out in front, and Workman looks to have gotten some net code from the number 1 machine. He goes slipping and sliding down, overcorrects into Ross Corlett. Dylan Poss gets caught up as well. So Workman net code with the number 1 machine of Xander Prestige. That brings out the caution once again with 36 laps to go. Get back live on FTN. Max Molina leads the way, and the 45 machine has himself a big advantage, and it is, of course, track position. He'll come down to pit road this time by, and most of the field, we'll see if they come with them. Looks like Wilkerson stays out, Andrew Cootie stays out, so does Kaloff, and so does Deitch. Wesley Kutznov is the lead. Chance Parker, Xander Prestige, Hunter Whitlock, and Joseph Lewis down 2. So pit road will be occupied, and we've got another race on pit road as well. But it will not be drivers up in the front of the field who go in. Looks like mostly the mid-pack will come down through to make another gamble at their strategy. Down and in, Sean Rowe going to lead him through. He's expected to be the winner off pit road, and if not, it'll be Max Molina. That it will be. Molina gets the jump off pit road ahead of his teammate, and the rest of the field still looking to catch up. 96 laps in, number 4 is leading, and James Thurston looking to go for a second victory in weeks of action. Dominance at New Hampshire, you can't say the same about tonight. He's being clutch when it matters. Right in the perfect spot to get the victory. First place, 35 laps to go. And outside the top 5 for most of this night, been up front, has been one of the quickest drivers. That is for certain. Now, number 4, there, right up front, have to face head-to-head Jacob Wilkerson and try go for the checker flag once again. Back to back, it could happen. James Thurston, now the chance is alive. Coming down on the start-finish line, we'll be heading back green with a total of 33 laps remaining. It looks like the extension will be 32. 4 of James Thurston, Jacob Wilkerson, Andrew Cootie, and Henry Kaloff. How about Michael Deitch, though? Number 57, now inside the top 5 and looking to seal the deal for what could be his first top 5 finish of the season. Looking real good in the sun drop machine, and now this far ahead of the most of the field. It's going to come down to whether or not he can defend his position. Maybe we'll see Michael Deitch come home inside the top 5. Top 10 now looking to be very, very likely. James Thurston up in front, looking to lock down the win. But from there on out, many drivers still trying to get back in front. Sean Rowe now in the number 99 finds himself in 9th, and Joey Stone is in 11th. Drivers who have been consistently inside the top 5 now find themselves outside winning contention. We'll see whether or not they have a chance to come right back up. Thurston ahead. Pace car lights will go off. We'll be set to go back green for our 5th restart of the night. Ethan Workman going to retire from this event. He'll find himself now scored in 19th. Like that, a very promising night for the number 23 goes down the drain. He's had a very good chance to go for it all the way. Looks like, unfortunately, wreck late in the going will force him out of contention. Just like that, another driver who's been oh so consistent up in front tonight, out of the picture. James Thurston looking to take place. Number 4, James Thurston, top of the board. Jacob Wilkerson now side by side with them. They will double file coming into your 5th restart of the day. As they come through, this time by, it's going to be 5th restart with a 63 now in 4th. Another underdog driver looking to lock it down for his first podium. Has been very quick as of recent. Best he's looked all season long. Maybe now he'll have a chance to show that he's got that top 3 pace
He has the ability to finish inside the top 3. However, still many drivers very competitive in nature up there. You come through this time by, the time will tell who gets the victory. This restart of the day going to be now, and it looks like it will be led by James Thurston as the green is back in the air here in Madison, Illinois. And James Thurston able to get out to a very big jump on the field. Andrew Cootie going to follow him through for a second, but Cootie's going to lose it, and in the grass from second on the board, Andrew Cootie disconnects from the race immediately. My oh my, from going for the lead to going out of iRacing, just disconnecting the moment he spins, and that's going to be Cootie's night. The number 9, very close to chasing down James Thurston, goes for a spin that ends his day. Take a look at this. Number 9 machine going to be down low on Jacob Wilkerson, and it looks like he was putting a bit too much power down. Spins off the front stretch's exit to the back stretch and hits the barrier hard and disconnects immediately. Now James Thurston on the live feed is going for the race lead. They're side by side for it. First and second is only separated by 31 thousandths, and that shows you how close these two are on pace. Top 2 side by side down the stripe. It's going to be Jacob Wilkerson barely leading that lap, but James Thurston going to be there just to keep him in touch. Side by side, no longer. Wilkerson gets that lead right back. Take a look at the battle cam as multiple of their back are. Joey Stone now fighting deep in the field. He's got himself his hands full once again. Sean Rowe right there. Now Max Molina going to battle with Henry Kaloff too. Front of the field shows you James Thurston still working with that number 43. Max Molina now with Henry Kaloff, and the number 4 getting the lead, trying to go back for it again is the hard part. Now Thurston lunges it deep once more, tries to bait the number 43 into a mistake. That does not work. Middle of the field will show you Joey Stone in the bottom right of your screen. The battle cam giving you multiple angles of the race at once. Looks like right now, from all angles, James Thurston can do nothing but watch this race leader. Jacob Wilkerson gets back in front once again. Going to be Henry Kaloff remaining in the 3rd spot, and Max Molina there in 4th. Joey Stone side by side with Sean Rowe. And looks like Stone not able to get by the number 9 machine. He'll lay back and continue to fight. High side is not doing him any favors. That's the toughest place to be for any driver in a one-group track just like this. It looks like now for the number 99, he'll get that spot and Joey Stone once again. Wilkerson, 103 laps in, has the race lead by 0.4 of a second. Biggest competition is now just behind him. And Molina now going to try to make quick work of Henry Kaloff. Does not get by that time by. Not clear. The 63 gets back in front of him. Now the number 63 of Henry Kaloff holds his own. Gets himself in the 3rd place. And Max Molina goes for it once again, right down low. Double file, multiple lanes deep. It looks like now they'll all simmer down. The battle to the 45 and the 63 again. Molina drives it in once more. He's got a chance to keep that spot. Hold on to it for the rest of the race. This could be the pass for 3rd all night long. And it looks like the 45 is going to get it by Henry Kaloff. John Rowe trying to make some work out of the number 63 as well. Joey Stone's now in 6th. Wesley Kutznoff is in 7th. Thomas Johnson 8th. And Chance Parker there in 9th. 26 laps remaining for your top man on the running order. And Jacob Wilkerson finds himself very close. Victory that he has been hoping to get 3rd of the season, putting him firmly on top of the rest of the field as the most dominant man in this championship hunt. James Thurston, though, don't count him out. He's only been able to complete 1 full race this season. That 1 race was a win, and now he's back on the bumper of the 43. Down low he goes once again. He's got a shot to go for him, and he's going to be side by side with Wilkerson all over the back bumper of your leader. The Ford Mustang's back in action. Power Smash Infinity Speed Motorsports putting the power down, and now finds a new groove, suits his driving style. Goes up high, puts it more into the exit, and that run gives him so much more momentum. Gets it much better out of the corner. gives him a chance to battle for 1 and 2 once again. Now, James Thurston looks alive in that number 4, and he'll keep the pressure on the 43 until the checkered flag falls. Thurston, he gets the chance, will try to go for a lunge down under, but Jacob Wilkerson, very hard to pass as well. These two will certainly put on a fight worth memorizing for all these drivers to keep in mind. If you get in a battle with these two, this is exactly what they will do. 43 of Wilkerson trying to keep it from being a battle, stays in the lead with 23 laps to go. Wilkerson now, 23 laps remaining, knows the home stretch is on. Just got to make it through a few more corners to make himself a winner again. Only so much time left, he'll try to take it down to the checkered flag without much competition. 22 laps to go, coming this time by, and as always, we thank our incredible partner at Track Cams for Gormans. Visit TrackCams22.com for more information about the best cameras on the iRacing platform. Courtesy of our friends at TrackCams22.com, we're going to crank it up with 22 laps to go, uninterrupted. With 18 laps remaining on the board, Jacob Wilkerson has the lead by 1/2 second. Now it is a 3-car race. Max Molina back in frame, and he's looking to chase down the number 4 with teammate Sean Rowe coming as well. Now James Thurston's got the pressure on him, and he's not been able to make up much time on Wilkerson at all. While he was quicker that time by, it does not look sustainable. Wilkerson, with the clean air, simply has the advantage and come out of corner once again. That remains the same. Jacob Wilkerson takes it down to the front stretch once again. He got the lead and not been relinquishing it. Of course, not planning to, and not moved out of the top spot all throughout this run. Thurston gonna be in second. Maximilian still in third. Sean Rowe finds himself on the back end of this bunch with Joey Stone in position number 5. Now Jacob Wilkerson would have to think, of course, if these drivers get more aggressive, what will they do? Molina putting the pressure on James Thurston is most likely going to see James Thurston put more pressure on Jacob Wilkerson. That's, of course, the way it is. Right now, the number 43 machine finds himself in a better spot than James Thurston. Still, with that pressure in mind, would come back to bite, and who currently leads this race. Quarter of a second between your top 2 drivers, with Max Molina in third, Sean Rowe still in fourth. Top 5 guys still in a bunch. Molina puts the bumper to James Thurston once again. Nothing comes of it. Come around this time by. We'll see if anything changes. Jacob Wilkerson still has the race lead. Make it 15. 15 laps to go, and Wilkerson out in front. The field still facing him. Now it's going to be James Thurston right down to the bottom all over again. Max Molina still trying to make it by as we look on Kevin Molina. He is going to have to think of whether or not he can take that lunge down. He's seen many drivers do it before. Lap traffic right ahead. An opportunity to strike, get down on the number 4. Molina off corner exit, just about the same. Still in this drafting train of sorts. Every driver here only within 1 second of one another in terms of raw pace. Now Max going to try to go up high with Jacob Wilkerson. Make it happen all over again. No pass going to be made just yet, but now Thurston out of the groove, and he'll have to let that number 45 have a chance at it, but not a chance for Thurston. Now Sean Rowe going to be side by side with him as Molina runs up the track, and Max Molina now going to fall all the way back down to 4th. Thurston's going to be in 3rd, and just like that, Sean Rowe able to take 2nd. Side by side, nearly 3 wide, and 9 able to make it happen, getting up into 2nd. Great move for him. This allows Joey Stone to get into this battle for the podium too, and Stone's going to get loose, and he almost had a chance, but now he finds himself in the wall. What could have been for the number 8 machine just doesn't come out to be. Stone now going to fade back. Wesley Kutstuff is now in the top 5. James Thurston going to be in 4th. Max Molina now side by side with Sean Rowe as the lap machines come up on your leader. Now, number 43 of Jacob Wilkerson trying to go for it all over again. He got a chance to go for the race lead. Of course, Sean Rowe does, but now with Dustin Pickle in the way, maybe it's going to be a bit more challenging, and it looks like it will be. Molina going to try to go right by. Crossover maneuver, and it's a big one. Sean Rowe gets right through once again, and the Harrison's 99 gets back in 2nd. Great move there with a dozen to do it. 11 laps to go this time by now. The laps are counting down, and the battle for 2nd, it is on. Now Molina going to be there in 3rd with the 99 of Sean Rowe just behind in 2nd. Maybe James Thurston can pull it back together because these two are racing each other as hard as it can get. Going right up the track, going all the way down to the bottom, and everything in between. These two have been absolutely at each other's throat, and it looks like it will not stop. With Brandon Rismiller in trouble, the 95 nearly spins, and he almost gets it down to the grass. Now he almost hits the number 23, and Workman almost finds himself in the wall. That could have been much, much worse. Thankfully, both drivers able to take away with very minimal damage. John Rowe still there with Molina, and the number 99 machine is not out of hope, still out of clean air. He's got that draft he's working with right now, and he's going to be pushed all around. Air is going to be a big point of discussion for these drivers, using each other up, drifting each other up and down the circuit, and it looks like right now that's the big goal for Max Molina as he takes it down the stretch with now only a total of 9 laps remaining. 9 laps to go here in the St. Louis 162.5. Max Molina tries to work it down low once again, does not get the pass to stick. Sean Rowe stays in the runner-up spot. Take a look at the rear end view here and see what's going on. And Rowe finds himself down to the bottom once again, slowly but surely trying to get going in that 2nd spot. Molina's going to be there in 3rd, of course, but it looks like now the big battle's going to be just behind him. And it looks to be James Thurston now not fighting with the leader, but instead of fighting with those 1 lap down. He got by Dylan Poss. That was the battle in mind. Now Dustin Pickle fades back. Just like that, James Thurston back without any trouble in 4th. Molina and Sean Rowe still racing each other as hard as they can. The number 99 still has the advantage, but Molina is not laying back. 8 laps to go. Make it 7 this time by the checkered flag, just a few laps away. Wilkerson him down all over again. The sun very close to setting fully on the track. Almost went to the nighttime. This race did. Jacob Wilkerson, he's going to beat the nighttime sky and come home with just a little bit of daylight. Got that advantage over the remainder of the field. Just about 0.6 of a second up on Sean Rowe, and PBR currently occupies all 3 spots on the podium. First, second, and third. It's a dominant performance for the team once again, and their newest driver in this league has been their best. Jacob Wilkerson, with 3 wins on the campaign already, is the odds-on favorite to get the championship in his way. So much time left in the season. Still a lot of potential for him to come home with yet another victory and add on to what's already been a fantastic inaugural season, his chase of the FORL Cup. Wilkerson down low once again. Sean Rowe trying to mimic that line, but at this point he's going to have to bring out the superhuman driving, maybe have a chance to get by. 5 laps to go. This time through, Jacob Wilkerson leading them every time around, and no avail for anyone else as Xander Prestige now battles with Parker. They're side by side as it stands, but it looks like Parker gets the edge. Nice and smooth, the 42 gets the spot, and Prestige fades back into 9th. Henry Kaloff going to be in 10th as Michael Deitch now looks to be out of luck. He makes contact with Ethan Workman, and that could have been much, much worse, but they keep going, and the 57's up to the wall. Michael Deitch very close to making it much more, and it looks like for him, getting very, very problematic. 57, Sun Drop Machine loses the suspension and has to drop off the track. That's going to be the night. It ends just a bit too early. Sun Drops number 57 comes in, and Michael Deitch down and out of this event. Outside the top 15, he will be at the end of this race. Sean Rowe now has the race lead as Jacob Wilkerson comes down to pit road, and it looks like it won't be sustainable. Jacob Wilkerson's in, and that's the race for him. He banked on a caution, and 44 laps into his run, he couldn't go any further. Wilkerson's in, and his night all of a sudden flipped 180 degrees. Now we got a new race lead battle. Sean Rowe going to be now in first, and Max Molina is going to be in second. I can't believe this one. Suddenly, these 2 drivers are now the face of this story for the race lead. The battle they had last season was for a championship. Now they're both fighting for their first win in this campaign. 2 laps to go. Sean Rowe's got the edge. It's not major, but it's enough to get by. 2 laps indeed here in St. Louis. Looks like the 99 has a chance to come home as a winner, but Molina's been driving him rough all night long. There's a chance he dives in once again, riding on board with the number 45 machine, trailing Sean Rowe. It's close, but no chance at making the lunge just yet. Molina rides it up high, tries to make something stick. Looks like for now, nothing gonna work. He'll need a miracle to make this one happen. Sean Rowe has the edge, but only 0.3 of a second separate your top 2 drivers as the final lap out in Illinois. The last lap of racing will see 2 drivers going for the win. Molina lunges it deep, puts it all into the entry. That gives him much more ground to cover, and it looks like now he's got a chance to dive it in for the race lead. 3 and 4, the final passing opportunity, and Molina gonna send it into the 99. They're banging each other. Molina rocks Sean Rowe up to the top of the track, and they will be side by side off corner exit. Molina gets the runoff, and in an incredible series of events, Max Molina comes home once again as a race winner. And they wreck afterwards. The 45 pulled out all the stops and just barely comes home on top. How about that finish for the number 45 of Max Molina, winning his first race of the campaign after his first podium of the season just a week ago. You can see by this point he had the lead. Let's take it back a bit further and show you that fantastic finish. Sean Rowe not going to be happy about this one as they work their way off corner number 2. Molina with a fantastic dive in. He went even further to make it stick. Pushes Rowe once, pushes him twice, and by that point, Sean is forced to go up to the top side of the circuit. It is all over for the 99 machine. At that point, stuck in the wall, nothing he can do, tries to get the exit. It's Max Molina who gets the race. Looks like he's once again a winner in the FORL Cup Series. And what looked to be a surprisingly long winless drought for our defending champion, Max Molina is back on the top of the board and finds himself taking the checkered flag in the St. Louis 162 and a half. What a way to win it for the man. The win is his. And after almost 163 miles of racing, Molina gets it done and gets ready to burn it down after a fantastic performance here in Gateway. The results go as follows. Max Molina wins the race by half a second over Sean Rowe's teammate, and Wesley Kutznoff with a career drive goes from 13th to 3rd, and his first career podium in this league. It's James Thurston who comes home in 4th with Joey Stone in 5th, Thomas Johnson and Lance Parker there in 7th. It's Xander Prestige 8th with Hunter Whitlock in 9th and Brandon Rismiller in 10th. Joseph Lewis comes home at 11th with Zach Todriff there in 12th. 13th place is occupied by Jacob Wilkerson, final man on the lead lap, and Dustin Pickle going to be in 15th with Henry Kaloff, just a spot ahead in the 14th position. Ross Corlett is 16th with Dylan Paz in 17th, and Ethan Workman's 18th. Michael Deitch comes home in 20th, 4 laps down. Alex Jones makes it home in 20th, 29 laps adrift. Retirees from there on out go as follows. Andrew Cootie going to be 21st, Anthony Trippi is 22nd, and Hayden Bailey is in 23rd. It's Kyle Freeman 24th and Hunter Bogdan in 25th, Bryce Hamrick and Joaquin Stewart as race control. River Page, 131 laps down, does not start this race. After this one, Molina prepared to burn down the house. Molina getting ready for his burnout celebration as we speak. For 43 machine putting up into the wall, and now he looks to be right there. Just like that, the 43 at a standstill, and it looks like he's already out of your cockpit. The number 45 machine taking it home as a race winner and back on his way in a St. Louis 162.5. How about this race from Gateway? We'll be back after a brief promotional break courtesy of iRacing to get all our interviewees situated. We'll return in just a brief moment to bring you your top 3 interviews. Stick around, we're not done yet, live on FTN.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Max Molina comes home a winner for the first time this season. After 130 hard-fought laps in St. Louis, you come home a winner in Gateway. How do you feel after this one?
Oh my God, man, dude. It has never felt any better getting the win, man. Oh my gosh, dude. Like, it was pretty much go big or go home at that point. I mean, I just want to clear the air right now. I didn't dump him, but what Sean did going to 3, he broke way too early going into that corner and tried to avoid, I guess, the bump and run or try to prevent it or something like that. He brake checked me, and then I hit him, and then gassed it up, hit him again, and then got him out of the way, and then I made my way past. So yes, it was halfway intentional. I will say that. I say it's 50-50, 50 on him and 50 on me for brake checking and then throttling up even more. But I mean, oh my gosh, man, it's just so good to get back, man. I said on my Instagram that, just got to keep up the momentum and, could come away with a podium or the win. And, we came away with the win. But, I've had a really good string of runs here from Phoenix, what could have been, and then New Hampshire, first podium, and then here, first win of the season, man. It feels good to be a part of the winners this season.
And back in victory lane, it seemed like for a while there we saw many of the drivers leading the way. You're one of the guys fighting for the podium. What got you to sort of flip the switch and make your way up there for the win? Seems like definitely things changed on that final run.
Oh man, it was all strategy and just pure speed, I feel like, because first half of the run, I mean, the track was a lot hotter and a lot more slick, so I felt like it was a lot harder to get the power down off the corners. And with the time changing, the track cooling off, the more grip I felt like I got in my car, because after the last pit stop, I only took gas. So I was like, I don't know, 6th or 7th, right next to Brandon Rissmiller. And once I knew, like, because me and Sean were on the same strategy, and once I knew, like, Sean was next to me and he got ahead a little bit on that restart, I knew that he was going to be the guy I'd had to chase for the win, because with Thurston and Wilkerson staying out, I highly doubted that they were going to make it to the end. And I don't know how Thurston made it, but, it wasn't surprising that Wilkerson didn't make it. But, once I saw Wilkerson duck down, I told myself, all right, get my head down and try and make as much time. And, as hard as it is to pass here, that's like, you had to send it into the first turn in the last final lap. Try and get something in there. Gained a little bit on him. I noticed he slowed down a little bit more in turn 1. In turn, I feel like he tried giving me dirty air, slowing down that way. Anyway, coming on the backstretch, I was behind him and I knew I had a shot, because I just drove my balls off that final corner or the second turn. And once I was in striking distance, I knew I had to try and throw it in there. But when he brake checked me, like I said earlier, it was surprising, but I feel like it was gonna happen either way. Like, either both of us were gonna be in the wall or one of us was, and just fortunately have to be one of us. And I don't like racing that way. I don't like moving, especially my teammate, out of the way for a win. But when it's a track that's this hard to pass in these cars, it's like, it's almost necessary to take those measures into your own hands.
Able to make it happen, and the aggression brings you back to victory lane all the same. Now, with this win out of the way, brings you back into sort of the mindset you can just chase a few more, getting the pressure off your shoulders here, bring yourself back on the top of the board. We're taking a look at our schedule right now to see what is next on the running order. After a great race here in Gateway, we're starting to see another great night of action, but it'll be coming at you this time from Auto Club. Different looking race, bigger track, higher speed. What could take another chance at victory lane for the 45?
Man, it was much like tonight, just keeping your car clean, staying out of trouble. It's kind of the name of the game with this league and some of the racetracks we go to, is just trying to be consistent with your lap times, keeping your car clean, staying out of trouble. And then if you're there at the end, you got a shot, you just got to, go balls to the wall, try and take every inch you can, and without wrecking, of course. But, Auto Club, I like to say it's a pretty good track for me. I finished there, I believe, second last season to Thurston. So hopefully I can do good things there again. But yeah, Auto Club's next. Chicagoland, I'm going to have to miss that because I'll be on vacation. But Coda, I'm looking forward to that because I just genuinely like running the road courses in these cars sometimes. But yeah, next handful of tracks look pretty fun. And, hopefully get some strong finishes there. And, once, like you said, when I get that win off my shoulders, the pressure off my shoulders, it's, fair game, kind of just do whatever you can to try and, go for broke, since you got that one win, you guaranteed into the playoffs. So much like you saw Wilkerson tonight, like, he already has 2 wins. He just risked it and stayed out as long as he could until he had to pit. So, once I get like another win like that, I can probably do a little bit more risky stuff like him. But, for now, I'm just gonna be, keeping up this momentum, trying to finish out every race in the top 5 at least where I know where I can finish. So yeah, just looking forward to Auto Club and hopefully get the Toyota Camry back in top podium.
And it looks like taking every inch got you back in victory lane. It's Max Molina on the top of the board in St. Louis 162.5. Any final thoughts to wrap this race off?
I just want to thank all my teammates out there racing with me, communicating with me, and just supporting me too. Gotta thank my team owner Zach Todriff and Brent Weber Racing Warehouse sponsoring me, Maverick Car Company as well. And yeah, just gotta thank all the sponsors and everyone back at the shop, man. It's pretty cool being back in victory lane finally.
And there we have it. Max Molina getting it done in Gateway wins the St. Louis 162.5 in dramatic fashion. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, buddy. Let's go.
There we have it. Max Molina on the way, and for Sean Rowe on the other end of a fantastic battle all the way down to the checkered flag. In the FTN broadcast booth, we've got Sean Rowe with us, second place finisher. How was it after this event?
Probably the most mad I've ever been after a race, especially because my teammate basically just murdered me.
And it certainly was a huge incident involving you and Max Molina at the tail end. That battle, very fierce all throughout. How was it from your perspective, of course, being the driver on the losing end?
Yeah, I'm not shocked he did it. When it seems like whenever the chips are down, he can just be very dirty at times. He punted me earlier into the race into the same corner, and luckily I didn't crash that time. But I knew when I let him get too close coming down the backstretch, and he just wanted to use me as a brake, I knew it was over. And it's not like he tried to not hit me and race me clean, because he knew he wasn't going to win if he didn't not touch me. Because you can see on the replay, he hits me once, realizes I'm still going to kind of be there, and he gasses again and knocks me even farther out of the groove. And just disappointing that he would do that, and I'll get him back one race when it really matters, I guess.
And still chasing a first victory on the season. Certainly not the way you'd like to end this one, but still a solid points game heading into Fontana for 100 laps next Wednesday. You think you could rebound and perhaps go for the win there?
I think I can be good there. I might be able to contend for a win, but all I'm really looking at right now is when and where I can get Max back at and ruin his chances at winning this championship again.
And there we have it. Sean Rowe not happy after this one, looking to get back on top here in the number 99 machine. Any final thoughts after this race?
Yeah, I just want to thank Zach Todriff and Wilkerson for helping me during that race. Me and Wilkerson were really bouncing off strategy ideas from each other and helping each other out through all that. We raced clean to the end, me and him, and I know his strategy didn't work out quite as good as mine. And yeah, just very disappointed at the end of the day that Max would do that and blame it on me. Apparently braking early, even though I hit the same braking point I hit every lap. And I learned something new today about one of the drivers that was on my team, I guess.
And a frustrated Sean Rowe comes home second tonight in Gateway, wrapping himself out of this race, of course, on the podium. Thank you once again for your time.
Thank you.
Sean Rowe in the second spot tonight. And for the two drivers on the front of the grid and those who finished at the front of the field, not the happiest two, but for Wesley Kutznoff, a career race in the 02 machine. I think he's got to be the happiest driver in our podium tonight. First career podium, a fantastic drive all throughout, and you made it home inside the top 3. How was it all throughout the race, a career drive in your Toyota Camry?
I mean, it was pretty tough. The car was, I don't know if that track and car combo was pretty good, but that was pretty tough, losing it off every corner. But I just ran a clean race, just ran my thing. And yeah, I came up with the P3, which is exciting. Let's go.
Your best career finish, and it looks like you're able to get it done with some great strategy as well, while keeping the nose clean. Barely making it past the limping James Thurston. Looks like following most of the leaders on the same strategy calls. I'll tell you this much. What led you to that conclusion? It seems like you kept the right strategy all throughout.
Oh, well, actually, me and Max Molina were talking, and we decided to pit after like that last caution because we were close on field, but we weren't gonna make it. So then we decided to pit, and then some of the guys stayed out, and I guess it just paid off because they were losing fuel, and I barely got past Thurston right there at the end, at the start finish line, which is exciting.
Able to get it done for your first career podium, always an exciting one as a driver, and it looks like Auto Club up next, high speed, another chance to up in front. Anything from this week you can take away and bring to the next?
I guess just save more tire Auto Club, bigger track, super speedway like. Just gotta, I guess just save tire and keep doing my thing.
And looking to keep the momentum rolling, Wesley Kutznoff with his career best finish, a third place run tonight in a St. Louis 162.5. Any final thoughts to wrap off this interview?
Yeah, I would like to thank my team, the Hub Motorsports. I'd like to Brandon Wismiller, Chance Parker, Ethan Workman. Yeah, I'd like to thank them for racing with me and stuff. And I'd like to thank also my sponsors for the Hub Motorsports, Oxen Bull Logistics, Four Ocean, and Built Bar for sponsoring the card today.
There we go, the 0-2 machine getting it done. It's Wesley Kutznoff, a podium sitter here in the FORL Cup Series. Got to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
There we have it. One more interview coming your way here, and it's Caden Bailey, while not able to finish the race on a note he'd like to, still his first race in over a season's worth of time. Great to have him back, so we'll bring him in for an interview now. Caden Bailey with us in the FTN broadcast booth. Your first race in Season 2, returning to the action here in Gateway. How was it back on the track for the first time in Season 3?
Well, it was pretty good. Just getting back out there. Tonight wasn't my night, as y'all can see. But I was trying my best. Didn't qualify as well. Gateway, not a good track for me as well. But I want to thank a lot of people for putting a good car together for me, and and just a couple new sponsors for me. Tried my best, but couldn't get up there to the pack and spun out.
And still putting yourself back on the map here in the Cup Series. Auto Club looking to rebound. Of course, not much positive to note from tonight, but still back with this group, learning more about how they drive. What can you take away from this start to go to the next?
Well, Auto Club, I'm really good at, especially in the Cup cars. Last season, I finished pretty good there, and I'm going to try to shoot for top 10 finish. That's what I always shoot for.
Keeping it up in front will be the goal for Caden Bailey all throughout this season. With that in mind, still a long ways to go, and there's still a long season if the 60 machine can capture any further success. Any final thoughts there? Anything to end this race off, this interview?
I just want to thank a lot of people who was watching me, my girlfriend, my parents, and everyone else.
There we have it. Caden Bailey, the number 60 machine, comes home. Position number 23, back in the FORL Cup Series. Great to have you once again. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Caden Bailey going to be on his way in the number 60. And for Caden Bailey, back on the track, Max Molina back in victory lane. Been a long time coming for the number 43. A fantastic battle between himself and Sean Rowe. And we're sure to see more of the both of them, especially given what we heard in those interviews. Keep an eye out for those teammates. Things might get a bit aggressive as the weeks come by. It will be Wednesday night. We return with the Auto Club Speedway. Going to be one race to remember there. 200 miles, 100 laps. Same great drivers coming back here in the FORL Cup Series. We'll be back live Friday night in the OSRL Short Track Showdown. Keep your eyes out for that one. Another fantastic event at the Las Vegas Bull Ring. That's sure to be a surprise, an impressive one at that, with late model stocks coming back to action alongside street stock. They will both be going at it live at 17 Eastern on a Friday night. Gotta thank y'all for stopping by live on FTN. As always, I've been your host for tonight's broadcast, David Kreutz. Hope to see you whenever we're broadcasting on FTN.
From our studios to your homes, we hope you enjoyed this presentation of the St. Louis 162.5 6th race FORL Cup Series season. We'll hope to see you once again whenever we're broadcasting FTN, and we hope you have a great night.